Hi, thanks for tuning into the channel. You know, I don't like doing bar chords. I don't even like doing them on 6-string guitar. 12-string guitar, yuck. They just are really hard. They don't sound good. But every now and again in a song you have to play them. So how can you get around them? Well, over the years I have finagled some ways of avoiding playing bar chords, especially on acoustic guitar when you're accompanying other people. Now, it's a simple thing depending on the key. If you're playing with a band that's got horns and you're going to be playing lots of songs in the key of E flat or A flat or something like that, it's just easier in that case just to capo up and transpose the songs into a key where you can use open strings. But every now and again you have those songs like those songs by James Taylor or Jim Croce or something like this where you're going to have a B minor chord or an F sharp minor chord or a G minor or a C minor, and it's only there just for the one chord in the song, or maybe the one, it comes around once each chorus or something, and you only just need a short remedy in order to be able to survive playing the bar chord. So I have some suggestions, some fingerings I want to show you that are cheat ways to get around playing the bar chords, and these involve using a technique that jazz guitarists use called dead string chords. Dead string chords usually use 3 notes, 3 fingers. And to play the chord, you just only need to play 3 of the notes, and you have to deaden the rest. And that's probably the most challenging part of the technique, is having to mute the notes that you're not playing, because they are generally going to be open strings that will clash with the flat key chord tones. However, some situations will allow you to use the open strings and they can sound great. Let's go through some of the fingerings first. All right, so you know this fingering already. We have a regular G chord or G5 chord. Now what we're going to do, let's take your index finger and we're going to shift this down 1, 2, 3 strings, and you're going to play the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Everything else is a regular G5 chord. This adds a 9th into it. It's a nice major sounding chord. When you do this, your thumb usually mutes the 5th string, and the open D string just rings. Now, one of the things you can do, let's say you're playing, like a B flat, for example. Well, you can come up here and slide this up to the 6th fret where the root note is. That's G, A, B flat right there. This makes a B flat major 9, which is something you'd play against a B flat chord that is strummed just with a closed position bar chord. Let's say you're accompanying a 6-string guitarist. Now sometimes these won't work if you're just the only guitarist and you're playing a song. It might sound a little strange, but if you're the 2nd guitar and you're like the icing on the cake, you can fit these in and they sound pretty cool. F major, right? F major bar chord, 1st position. Oh, what a squish, and your hands just die afterwards. Well, take this chord that we were just playing, this G standard chord, shift 2 fingers down. So this is a G5 chord. I switch these 2 fingers down 1 string. So now my root is on the 5th string, 3rd fret. I'm fingering with my index finger the 4th string, 2nd fret. The G string, the 3rd string is open, and then I am holding down on the 3rd fret on the bottom 2 strings with fingers 3 and 4. This is a nice movable chord, and in the keys we're going to use this for, the ringing open G string works pretty well. Or you can, if you are pretty good at it, you can mute the string with some practice. But right now we're just going to do it as an open chord. So if I take this up, if I go up to the 6th fret, that makes an E flat 6-9. That works against an E flat bar chord nicely. I'll show you in just a minute. We'll play some examples. I just want you to get the fingerings down under your fingers first. Okay, another one you can use. Let me see what I've got here. B flat, E flat, F major. So the minor chords, right? You have to play that B minor, F sharp minor. Those happen a lot in songs in the key of D. So one of the things you can do here is, rather than play this god-awful bar, I want you to play like a D chord Now take your top two fingers, fingers 1 and 2, and you're going to jump them up 2 strings over towards this way. So I go 1, 2. Now my index finger is on the 5th string, 2nd fret. My second finger is on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and my 3rd finger didn't move. It's still on the D note on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. So I went from here to here, here to here. This finger stayed in place. So now I'm not going to play the top string, and the other strings can just ring, and I don't have to hit the bottom string either. I can if I want to. If I hit them all, it makes a nice little B minor 11th, which sounds pretty cool. But if I just want to play the middle 4 strings, it sounds great, and there's a B minor chord. This chord is movable. If I need to do a C minor, I just move it up 1. Now I don't want to hit the open strings. Whoa, it sounds awful. So you have to mute carefully and control your picking hand. Or even better, you can just arpeggiate the chord like that. Let's see. You can do an F minor that way. So there's C minor, D minor, E flat minor, F minor. Boy, if I have to play an F minor chord, this is a whole lot easier than having to play down here and squish at the 1st fret. So those are some of the chord fingerings we're going to use. Well, let me play along with a couple of the things here. So the first one is going to be an F major chord. So instead of F major down here, we're going to use that C major 9 shape, move it up to the 8th fret. Okay, let's play along here. Sounds pretty good, huh? Let's try the next one. We're going to do an E flat. We're going to use that same shape, move it down 2 frets to the 6th fret. The idea. It sounds really nice. It kind of lays right on top of that E flat, which is kind of vanilla flavor, and it adds a couple extra cool notes in there that sounds pretty neat with it. All right, let's try B flat. So now we're going to use that G shape with 2 fingers down here on the 3rd fret, bottom 2 strings, reach over to the 3rd fret, and then we're going to take that index finger, we're going to move it down 2 strings to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Now take that shape, slide that whole shape up to the 6th fret. Now it becomes a B flat. Okay, let's play along here. Idea. Now let's try that minor shape. So now we're going to use that dead string chord shape for the minor, which was like the D chord, and we take these 2 fingers, skip them up 2 strings. So now I'm on the 2nd fret of the 5th, 2nd fret of the 3rd. 3rd finger stayed in place. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to move this up to, what am I going to play here? F sharp minor. We're going to go all the way up here to the 10th fret. pause there a second. Another way to play a minor chord that's very useful if you want to not go so high up the neck, what you can do, start from the A chord position here. Okay, just a basic A chord. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shift my bottom 2 fingers up to play the middle 2 strings. So 2nd fret on strings 3 and 4. I'm going to take my strong middle finger and I'm going to reach over and play the 2nd fret on the top. So I have 2, 2, 2. It's on the 6th string, 4th string, 3rd string. The rest of it is open. F minor 11th. So let's try this with that F sharp minor again. Sounds really cool, very modern, doesn't it? Imagine playing with a folk like singer or songwriter, and you're the 2nd guitarist or something, and they're playing the vanilla chords, and you throw in stuff like this. Man, it sounds huge, makes them sound really cool. To play G minor, let's start with our basic G chord, our G5 chord. Take the index finger off, you're not gonna need it. Take the bottom 2 fingers, just in the position they're in, and move them up 1 string. Don't play the bottom string, mute it, which is pretty easy to do with your pinky. Or if you leave it in there, makes a G minor 6, which sounds pretty cool. But we're going to play the G minor chord. Here's the vanilla G minor, and we're going to play along with it. Thanks again for watching the channel today. It's time for these guys to have some lunch. West out. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Bye.